Hi, everyone. I wanted to share my experiences of what I think are with reptilian beings. First of all, I am not clairvisual, hardly at all. My clairvisual abilities are like 1%. But my clairsentience and my clairaudience is on point. Like whatever I lack in clairvisual, I make up for in clairsentience and clairaudience. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I'm like that, but we're all different and we just have to accept that about ourselves. And anyway, I had experiences with these non-human beings. And it would actually happen when I was asleep and when I was awake. But at least in the beginning, it tended to be more prevalent when I was asleep. So I would close my eyes and, I would try to sleep. And at some point when I was dreaming, I would hear terrifying screaming. Like, imagine the most hysterical. I don't like using this word, but it gets a point across well, and that is ungodly. And 100% a non-human sound. And just imagine the ugliest sound you could ever imagine, and then multiply it by 1,000,000,000. And that is what it sounded like to me. And I would hear multiple beings, it wasn't just one, and they were screaming when I was sleeping. And this would happen like time and time again, like night after night, and I was freaking out, obviously, but I didn't know who to talk to about it or anything. I would start to feel these really, 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 I was channeling something really, really, really dark. Like, I could feel that whatever I was channeling, whatever was trying to take me over, or whatever was happening, that this being had never, ever in its entire existence across all lifetimes, this being had never felt love. I could feel it in its being. I could feel the absence of love within its essence, because I'm clairsentient. And all I could feel was its pain. It's pain and its anger and its fear and its annoyance. I could feel all of that coming off of it, but I could not feel any iota of goodness, of love, of kindness, of gentleness coming off of this being. So this actually happened for about a year and a half of me being attacked, for lack of a better term, by these reptilian beings. I think they're reptilian anyway. I didn't actually see them because I'm not clairsentient, but I heard them and I felt them. Then we fast forward to October, which is when things were brought to a fever pitch. And then things really started to pop off. They really amplified. And I literally, at one time, I heard hundreds of reptilians at once. And it kind of was like, just imagine like the most terrifying sound possible, like kind of like what I just talked about. But now we're multiplying it by 1,000,000,000 times hundreds. So hundreds of these beings are now. And I got that feeling that they would just destroy everything. Like they would destroy me, and they would destroy each other, and they would destroy themselves because they're not capable of love. So just imagine like an organism that is only capable of that is so selfish and so violent, but it's taken to like an extremely ridiculous point, to the point that we as humans could not even imagine it. Because every moment of their existence is like this. Like, yes, some humans have moments where they break and they go on killing sprees or whatever, and then they're just sitting in a jail cell, whatever. But these things are, every moment of their existence is like this. Like, every moment. Because whenever I was, like, being harassed by these beings, every single moment was sheer terror because of them. Because they live in sheer terror. And all they do is, like, I don't know why they do it. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Like, I don't want to know, to be honest, but I mean, a part of me does, but a part of me doesn't at the same time, if you know what I mean, because, like, I'm essentially also trying to highlight that humans are so far more advanced than these beings in terms of love and kindness, that kind of makes me feel good. But then to know that some beings exist like this in somewhere in this universe is also is also kind of disconcerting, to put it mildly. But that's my experience. And then finally I was put on medication, and it finally started to stop. But yeah, it's, and again, some people might say, oh, that was just you imagining it in your own head. Like, I know some people will say that, but I just don't think I would. I don't think I would imagine that on my own. I don't think I would. I don't know. It definitely did not feel like that's what it was. It definitely felt this was a non-human entity. But the thing is that I knew that it could not physically harm me, like, not in the 3D. It could terrorize me, and that's all it could do. Like, it could terrorize me, like, emotionally and spiritually, but not physically, is what I'm saying. But obviously we know that they're connected, and we know that, like, I did not sleep for several months when this went on, because I was so not having demons attack me in my sleep. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get back at you guys. I'm not going to ever sleep again. So I literally went months without sleeping, and then that brought it to a fever pitch, because it's really unhealthy to go without sleep for so long. And then it all came tumbling down on me, and then I needed to really, figure this thing out, and yeah, but I have two different theories on what it could be, like one, the reptilians, and two, this is kind of like what I thought, which is like a very, 3D way of looking at it, but it was just, I was doing shadow work or something, and I was reclaiming aspects of myself that I had disowned. That's like a very Carl Jung 3D way of explaining things, and it kind of takes the mysticism out of it, like a bit, like, for sure, but now that I'm hearing other videos about people encountering reptilians, mine is way more terrifying than anyone else's I've ever heard. I know most people who have encountered them see them, but mine's different because I heard and I felt them. And that may be even more terrifying than seeing them. I've never seen them. I can only imagine. But I actually encourage everyone to do live their own life to their fullest. And if you do, it will probably encounter experiences like what I've had, right? Because that's what happens when you live life to the fullest, is you get exposed to so many different things, and I've been exposed to the angelic realm many, many times. So it only makes sense that I would experience the opposite as well. And my final message is just to keep holding on, keep choosing life, because they cannot take that away from you. Just keep holding on to love above all else. Namaste.